Deep cuts indeed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Josh, how's it going? I see that you're right there. How's the new computer? I know you got the new computer up and running. Did you ever get your email from SWOTOR yet? Because I know you were waiting on that. No? You still haven't gotten that? I don't remember when I set up SWOTOR because, you know, I've played it maybe 20 minutes and then I was like, I'm too busy with this stuff. Well, after some collective discussion the last couple of streams, I came up with a tentative schedule. So tonight is Dragon Age days. So, what's up, Zaldin Prime? Roman, how's it going? So we are going to start off on Dragon Age Origins, and we are going to start from there and work our way through that franchise on, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday nights from now until we finish 3 different games. Because I just realized that Dragon Age Dreadwolf comes out sometime this year, and we don't know exactly when, so I feel like now's a cool time to go into this. Plus, Josh, you'll recognize, if you haven't played, I don't know if you've played these before, but you'll recognize where I got some of the inspiration for our magic system in the D&D game we never play. Okay, so I sent out a notification on my Discord because for some reason I need to look into my settings. It will not send out the Discord. Speaking of Discord, I will get you that link in a little bit here. But speaking of that Discord, it doesn't show up for 30 minutes. Speaking of, why don't I, while I'm right here, can I just... How do I live without you? Oh, you want to hear something kind of funny? So I was laughing because we were playing Guardians of the Galaxy last night, and that game features a bunch of pop music, and Twitch doesn't mind. Just like Twitch doesn't mind High on Life playing all of Titanic, or all of Tammy and the T-Rex, but YouTube didn't like one of the songs for Russia. It was like, we're not going to show this in Russia. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a little weird, but all right then. How do I... It has been so long since I've used my Discord. Oh, there it is. Okay. Here we go. Hey, look. Tell me, yeah, that popped up. There's the Discord link. The Discord has been in disrepair, but we're gonna get it back up and running over the next couple days. That's the next sort of plan. But we have shot enough of the stuffing here. Let's play some Dragon Age Origins. Look at this good old, oh, what is this? 15, oh, how many years? 14 years, I think it was, because it was 2009, I think. So I think it was 2009 when this game came out, and then it was 2014. Oh, I don't want to start in the middle of a game. I want to start a brand new game. I thought that's what I clicked. Oh, little factoid, as you listen to the voice that's going to pop up here, it's Master Splinter, is Duncan. And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven, and doom upon all the world. Canticle of Threnodies, 8:13.
The chantry teaches us that it is the hubris of men which brought the darkspawn into our world.
Welcome back to Discord, Josh.
The mages had sought to usurp heaven.
But yeah, that's Master Splinter.
But instead, they destroyed it. They were cast out, twisted and cursed by their own corruption. They returned as monsters, the first of the darkspawn.
Okay. See, it's been so long I've forgotten most of this lore at this point.
They became a blight upon the lands, unstoppable and relentless. The dwarven kingdoms were the first to fall, and from the deep roads, the darkspawn drove at us again and again, until finally we neared annihilation.
Blood Omen, same type of Shakespearean dialogue. Oh, yeah. LOF, Legacy of... It's not Legacy of Kain, that's what I was expecting. Or did you just misclick? That's what I thought. When you said Blood Omen, that's what I thought.
Until the Grey
There is a Dragon Age TTRPG, apparently. I'm interested in how it plays.
Barbarians and kings. The Grey Wardens sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness.
This looks just like the end of Fellowship of the Ring. Those are the vibes I'm getting from this fight right here. Get him, Gimli! Oh! Hammer!
It has been 4 centuries since that victory, and we have kept our vigil. We have watched and waited for the Darkspawn to return. But those who once called us heroes have forgotten.
Played which one, Blood Omen or this one? Will Wheaton.
We are few now, and our warnings have been ignored for too
I mean,
long.
I'm sure the answer is probably both, but... Oh, the TTRPG. Oh, that's what you mean. On his tabletop game. Okay. I love that show. I need to check out more of it. That's where I fell in love with Fiasco. That's a really cool game.
I have seen with my own eyes what lies on the horizon. Maker, help us.
So I'm not gonna lie, I thought about being like, oh, what, asking people what class I should be and stuff, and like what race, but no, I want to be a mage, because mage, if for no other reason, mage gets all of the cool lore stuff, and I want to do as much of the lore stuff on this playthrough as I can. So the question is, do I want to be human or do I want to be elvish? Email, oh, where have you gone? I can't believe they still haven't emailed you. That's weird. And you went through it twice? Okay, and I want to do mage. Which I suppose I can read some of these, but no, we're going to do an elf mage. And the only background option we get is the Magi, because wielding a power as dangerous as magic, or as dangerous as it is potent, you know that magic is a curse for those lacking the will to control it. Learn how to read. You anxiously await the harrowing, the one chance to prove yourself against the demons lurking without and within. Succeed or be slaughtered by the knights who ward against your kind. You've made a third email just for it, but no, you're still waiting for just one. That's ridiculous. Oh, I gotta pick a name. I need a name for the Grey Warden. Oh, I forgot it was going to make me pick a name. Shit stain. You know what? I'm like, should I do it? No. Here, how's this? Hold on. Here. I got it. It's Schistane. It's so close. Schistane Serana. It's so close to Shitstain. Now we can call him Shitstain. But that's not actually his name. It's just a really unfortunate nickname. Okay, how much time am I gonna waste here designing a character? We'll find out. I could spend a great deal of time here. He's gotta have, like, sick face tattoos, let's be honest. This is all stream. Yes, this is gonna be all stream, is just, like, deciding what he looks like. Hang on. It's our Schistane. I can always change that name if I really want to. But for right now, it's staying that way. We'll stay with the cool haircut. We gotta go with our cool white-haired cool white-haired elf boys. It's not quite Geralt of Rivia, but it'll do. Watch someone make a Dark Souls character before for 8 hours? Is that what you mean? I don't remember what DS. Yeah. I did that with Elden Ring, and then I realized, like, I spent more time building characters for Elden Ring than I ever did even trying to play the game. Like, I tried to play the game and I was just like, no, this is not for me. This was a waste of my money, but whatever. I'm kind of digging the... Oh, like me in D&D. What, like spending time making characters, or just deciding that the game isn't for you? I figured that's what you meant, but I thought I'd just double check. Let's see. I kind of dig that. That's a nice subtle... Maybe. See, I really can just sit here and character design for the entire time if I want to. We'll go with just a simple badass eye tattoo. I'm trying not to waste too much time just designing my character, but I can't. I have to live with them for the entire game. And because I'm not doing like multiple playthroughs, normally I would sit here and do this, play through for a couple of hours, and then start over and pick somebody else. But the goal is to just do one playthrough and move on to the next game. So I have to be sure that this little elf boy is the elf boy for me, which sounds exactly like it probably should, if we're being honest. He's not getting cornrows. Like Mass Effect, yes. Now that so Mondays are going to be Mass Effect Mondays. And when I play Mass Effect, which that's what I haven't done. I need Thursdays. I'm going to change later to Star Wars Thursdays. But Mass Effect Mondays, I have to pick a shepherd to play through all 3 games. I've never done that before. Like, I've never had a shepherd from 1 all the way through. I also haven't decided if I want femshep or manshep, because renegade femshep is the best. I think that's what I want to do, is renegade femshep, because she's the absolute best. And then Vanguard as the class, just run in with a shotgun and just demolish people. Come on now. Okay. I feel like we really are putting way too much effort into this. Honestly, I kind of like him the way he looks. He's kind of rocking it. Let's see here. Oh, we can change the portrait though. We got to show off that sweet tattoo. We can't change a different direction. Bring him in a little closer. Change his background color. The Volos Biotic God. You know, I've thought about doing more of... I thought about doing... And this is, of course, jumping ship to talk about a different game, but, like, I thought about doing... What is it, Sentinel? That gets, like, the engineer and the biotic stuff? Because I've never done that. I thought about doing that. I'm between that and Vanguard, just because Vanguard just charges in with a shotgun and wrecks face. Alright, so Shistane Serana here has a purple background. Oh, I even get to pick his voice. That's right.
I have lost concentration.
You sound like a bitch.
How do you do?
Damn, lost the spell.
Eh.
Greetings. Well, that didn't work.
Let's be honest.
Charmed, I'm sure.
There's one called Suave.
Ah, there went the spell. This weapon does nothing.
What about Violent?
Greetings. Oh, my spell. What does it take to kill these things?
Greetings. I cannot cast it. It is unharmed.
Ah, we're just gonna go with Suave. Because why not? Oh, now I have to actually... Oh, God. Now I have to assign abilities and stuff. Okay. Okay, and I don't remember exactly how some of these work. Now cue the intro to Skyrim. Oh, you're awake. Good, you're awake. Higher dex improves their chances to hit. Okay, so don't care about that. That cares about that. Most skills require a quick mind to master. So do I just up my... Fuck it. I guess we'll just go full on mage. That'll work. Hey, there it was. 24 minutes in, there was the Discord notification. Okay. Stealing, coercion, combat tactics. Just a whole bunch of stuff that don't matter for... Oh, see, that's why I want to add cunning. Is because I can talk my way out of shit more. And I like talking my way out of shit. I want to do a Fallout thing where, like, I just try to see how much I can win via... Or how much I can avoid just via talking. Okay. Drain life, disorient, vulnerability, hex. Meh. Oh, I like Mind Blast. And... that stops spells. Scream to the SWTOR login. It's still not letting you in. Okay. Dude, I understand. Like, I can imagine. Like, that's pretty rough that it's still not allowing you into play. Okay, do we want lightning just because? We'll play it on normal. That's fine. Captivating song.
On a cliff overlooking the dark waters of Lake Kalanhad stands the tower fortress that is home to
See,
the
we
Circle
got
of Magi.
through the
This tower is the only place in Ferelden
we got
where
through
mages may
the
study their art among others of their kind.
whatchamacallit,
Within
the
high
character
stone
creation.
walls,
It wasn't the whole
circle
stream.
practices its magic and trains apprentices in the proper use of their powers. But the Circle Tower is as much a prison as a refuge. The ever-vigilant Templars of the Chantry watch over all mages, constantly alert for any sign of corruption. This gilded cage is the only world you know. Found to be sensitive to magic at a young age, you were torn from your family and grafted here as an apprentice.
I fucking love the Templar
Now,
armor and
that
stuff.
apprenticeship is nearly over. All that remains is the final test, the harrowing.
Magic exists to serve man, and never to rule over him. Thus spoke the prophet Andraste as she cast down the Tevinter Imperium, ruled by mages who had brought the world to the edge of ruin. Your magic is a gift, but it's also a curse. For demons of the Dream Realm, the Fade, are drawn to you, and seek to use you as a gateway into this world.
This is why the harrowing exists. The ritual sends you into the Fade, and there you will face a demon, armed with only your will.
I am ready. Is there any other option? What happens if I cannot defeat the demon? What happens?
It will turn you into an abomination, and the Templars will be forced to slay you.
Well, that sounds like
This is
fun.
Lyrium, the very essence of magic, and your gateway into the Fade.
The harrowing is a secret out of necessity, child. Every
Don't
mage
do it.
must go through this trial by fire.
See, this is the
As we
part that I
succeed,
didn't
so
include
shall
when
you.
I
Keep your wits about
brought
you.
this over to my
Remember, the
D&D
Fade is
game
a
because
realm of
that
truth.
feels like a mechanical thing.
Spirits may rule it, but your own will is real.
The apprentice must go through this test alone, first enchanter. You are ready.
Whatever you say. Become a monster. You can make a deal with him if I remember correctly, like one of the demons that you find in here. I'm pretty sure you can make a deal with. Which, speaking of like making deals, I've been rereading this comic called Seven to Eternity. I got this big giant collection of it. It's incredible, and there's a whole lot of stuff about making deals in there. Okay, look at them 2009 graphics. Wait, you can become a warlock? Kind of. I can't believe his name is still Shistane. Did you get Eldritch Blast? Kind of. A vase of healing. We'll take some health poultices. Ow!
Of course.
Eldritch Blast! Oh god! Eldritch Blast! That's what that's gonna be from now on. Can I... How do I live without you? Oh, okay, here we go. I can assign... Okay, that's fine, but I want to assign lightning there instead. That might have been stupid. Oh well. I like stupid, I guess. We'll try lightning on for size. That worked better. Eldritch Blast, stupid cantrips. Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Eldritch Blast. This is what you look like every game. Yeah.
Someone else thrown to the wolves, as fresh and unprepared as ever. It isn't right that they do this, the Templars. Not to you, me, anyone.
You're a talking rat.
You think you're really here? In that body? You look like that because you think you do.
So you think you're a rat?
It's the same. But it's not your fault. You're in the same boat I was, aren't you?
No, Master Splinter's
Allow me to
Duncan.
welcome you to the Fade. You can call me, well, Mouse.
Not your real name, I take it?
No, I don't remember anything from before. The Templars kill you if you take too long, you see. They figure you failed, and they don't want something getting out. That's what they did to me, I think. I have no body to reclaim.
I have no
and
body.
You don't have much time before you end up the same.
Well, how long do I have?
I don't remember. I ran away and I hid. I don't know how long.
That's not gonna happen to me.
That has been said before, but you don't know the danger. There's
First,
something here contained, just for an apprentice like
you are first.
You have to face the creature, a demon, and
I
resist
don't know
it.
what that
If you
means.
can, that's your way out.
I'm not good at
Or
this
your
whole
opponents,
thing.
If the Templars wouldn't kill you, a test for you, a tease for the creatures of the Fade.
Tease for the creatures of the Fade. Why pit me against such a
Question
creature?
for those in the tower. Maybe you'll be lucky enough to ask. Maybe someday, so will I. There are others here.
Yes,
Other
I saw the
spirits.
clip.
They will tell you more.
That was
Maybe help
incredibly
if you can
scary.
believe anything you see. I'll follow, if that's all right. My chance was long ago, but you may have a way out.
Sure, Mouse, you can come along with me. But yeah, no, I watched the clips and I listened to some
dangerous
doctors
spirit is
talking
not
about
far.
that.
Don't
That
go
was a
near it
pretty
unless you're
scary
ready to fight.
situation in general. I can't imagine what all those players are going through, because like if you've never seen
That is where the test will take place. The creature
if you've never seen CPR up close, it's pretty terrifying. Like it's definitely no pun intended, harrowing. I don't think they've said exactly what it's from yet, but from what I've seen speculated by doctors, it's this thing that I don't know how to pronounce the name of, I don't remember, but it's basically just when blunt force trauma is applied to the chest at a high speed, it causes the heart to go into cardiac arrest. Basically, it skips a beat and then forces it to go into cardiac arrest, causing him to have a heart attack like you did. And so apparently it happens a lot, specifically in baseball players. Like, well, no, it's a specific thing, but it'll happen a lot in baseball players that get hit with the baseball in the chest. Oh, let's look at the codex entries. How do I find that? Oh, sweet. Okay. But yeah, apparently it happens a lot. We'll finish the harrowing and then we'll read some codex entrances. But that's where it's apparently most common. And then from there, they think it's pretty much the same kind of thing that happened to him. Either way, incredibly scary.
It never seemed equal to its name to me.
Another mortal thrown into the flames and left to burn, I see. Your mages have devised a cowardly test. Better you were pitted against each other to prove your mettle with skill, to be sent unarmed against a demon.
You know why I'm here.
You are not the first sent here for such testing, nor shall you be the last, I suspect. That you remain means you have not yet defeated your hunter. I wish you a glorious battle to come.
What kind of spirit are you?
I am Valor, a warrior spirit. I hone my weapons in search of the perfect expression of combat.
What else do you know about the harrowing?
Is that what your test is called? I know little of your mortal ways.
Weird that you look
that
normal.
A demon has been called, and told that a meal awaits. It will not,
Or rather
cannot
mortal.
leave until one of you is dead.
Did you create all these
They are
weapons?
brought into being by my will. I understand that in your world, mages are the only ones who can will things into being. Those mortals who cannot
Excuse me.
must lead such hollow, empty lives.
Would one of these weapons affect the
Without a
demon?
doubt. In this realm, everything that exists is the expression of a thought. Do you think these blades be steel? The staves be wood? Do you believe they draw blood? A weapon is a single need for battle, and my will makes that need reality. Do you truly desire one of my weapons? I will give one to you. If you
This is the most
agree
D&D thing
to
ever.
duel me first.
I'll give you one of my weapons.
Valor shall
But you
test
gotta
your
fight me
mettle
for it.
as it should be tested.
It seems you would prefer to kill me
How
yourself.
dare you accuse me? I am no demon preying
Huh?
upon helpless mortals to steal their essence. I am a being of honor and valor. I am a warrior.
Then prove it. Help me fight the demon.
You are insolent. But your will is unquestionably strong.
Yeah.
Very well, mortal. You prove to me that you possess the strength to resist this demon.
Thank you.
Go. Prove your worth as you must. I am confident you will succeed.
So do I get a weapon? I did. I got a weapon. Nice. I hate hearing the little rat squeaking reminds me of playing Plague Tale, and there's so many rats in that game. Eldritch Blast. Oh, there's another one. Oh god. Zippity zappity.
Be cautious. There is another spirit here. Not the one hunting you, but still.
A sloth demon. I may not be able to play Swotor, but I can play Nosgoth? You have to explain. That doesn't mean anything to me off the top of my head.
So, you are the mortal.
What am I not getting?
Hunted. And the small one, is he to be a snack for me?
Is this a
I
bear?
don't like this. He's not going to help us. We should go.
No matter. The demon will get you eventually. And perhaps there will even be scraps left.
What kind of spirit are you?
It's a demon. Maybe even more powerful than the one chasing after you.
Be gone. Surely you have better things to do than bother sloth, mortal. I tire of you already.
You're so exciting. Why are you called Sloth? What are you?
I am a spirit of sloth. Yes, a creature of the Fade. Unlike yourself, mortals are ever the visitors here. Still, you serve your function.
Nosgoth was going to be the multiplayer to a canceled game. Oh, League of Legends game, but the game was canceled, but the multiplayer was done, so they released it for Steam. Oh, okay. Are you talking about Dreamers?
Stream. They come here.
Oh, Legacy of Kain. Okay.
One of those.
You got to work on your. I get confused. I'm like League of Legends.
The creature that
When it's something that's not the same, I remember. I was like, League of Legends is multiplayer, but whatever.
Myself. It will be interesting to see the mortal one through your eyes, live inside your form. But I'm disinclined to begin.
I understand. Autocorrect is so much fun. Just try it.
Do not anger me.
Hey, something's got to, am I right? But I need help defeating a demon.
Have a very nice staff. Why would you need me? Go. Use your weapon, since you have earned it. Be valorous.
He looks powerful. It might be possible that he could teach you to be like him.
Like me.
What do you mean?
Teach the mortal to take this form? Why? Most mortals are too attached to their forms to learn the change.
That feels like a weird offer.
On the other hand, little one,
That does sound like Count Dooku, doesn't it?
you let go of the human form years ago.
I wonder
I
if
don't
that
think
is
I'd make a
Corey
very
Burton.
good
It could be.
How would I hide?
Hiding doesn't solve anything. We need to face our fears. You could help me fight the demon. Thought you were here to help. But you're just a coward.
A coward could not have endured as I have. The time I have spent waiting for some possibility of release. But you are right. Hiding doesn't help. I'm sorry, it's the Fade. It changes you. I'll try. I'll try to be a bear. If you'll teach me.
That's nice.
He's gonna teach him how to be a bear. Grow a beard, gain a little bit of weight,
Away with you now.
be a bear in no time.
I told you he wasn't going to help us.
Mouse wants to learn. Teach him. You can't just suggest something and then change your mind. Mouse wants to learn. Teach him.
Wish to learn my form, little one? Then I have a challenge for your friend. Answer 3 riddles correctly, and I will teach you. Fail, and I will devour you both. The decision is yours.
Riddles? Are you joking? Fine, I accept your challenge, Sloth.
Well, this gets more and more promising. My last riddle is...
I have seas with no water, coasts with no sand, towns without people, mountains without land.
land. What am I?
Let's see. Seas with no water, coasts with no sand. Let's see. Oh, and you guys can't see the answers. Whoops. Ah, I'm moving stuff. Trying to move me out of the way of the answers there. I'm like, let me see. A desert, a boat, the moon, a map, an idea, or a dream. Seas, coasts, towns, and mountains. Without land. Oh, a map. Duh.
Let's move on. The second riddle. I'm rarely touched, but often held. If you have wit, you'll use me well. What am I?
Rarely touched, but often held. Your breath, your temper, your tongue. I think it's my tongue.
Yes, your witty tongue.
Ha 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 ha, Count Dooku.
One more try, shall we? Often will I spin a tale, never will I charge a fee. I'll amuse you an entire eve, but alas, you won't remember me. What am I?
Once I spin a tale, never will I charge a fee. Like a spider? Amuse you for an entire eve, but alas, you won't remember me. Music. An annoying riddler. Spin a tale. Oh, a dream. Amuse you for an entire eve. Duh.
But you've won my challenge and proven yourself an amusing distraction. So, I shall teach you my form. Now, listen carefully.
Like this? Am I a bear?
He's a derpy ass looking bear.
Close enough.
How stupid are we? We could play Spider-Man on PC. Yeah. Yeah, we could.
I grow weary of your mortal.
I don't know if mine is good enough to play Spider-Man, but yeah, we could. Also, I'm just not a PC player. But yeah, I don't know if that necessarily makes us stupid, but yeah, I hear you.
Poor animals.
Eldritch Blast! Eldritch Blast! I'm just over here. Eldritch Blast! Eldritch Blast! It's all I have. Oh, okay. There we go. It's a life-saving cantrip. It's the cantrip. Oh, time to fight. Well, hey, demon. How's it going?
And so it comes to me at last.
You look nice.
Soon I shall see the land of the living with your eyes, creature. You shall be mine, body and soul.
It's 2 against 1. You really want to fight us both? If I lose, the Templars will still cut you down. Come and get me if you can. We'll give him the it's 2 against 1.
Have you not told it of all arrangement, Mouse?
We don't have an arrangement. Not anymore.
After all those wonderful meals we have shared, now suddenly the mouse has changed the rules.
I'm not a mouse now, and soon
I'm
I
a
won't have
man.
to hide. I don't need to.
I'm not a
bargain
mouse
with
anymore.
you.
I'm a man. Oh boy. Oh god. Eldritch Blast! Demon, stop fighting my new friend Mousy. Zippity zappity. Good job, Mouse.
You did it. You actually did it. When you came, I hoped that maybe you might be able to, but I never really thought any of you were worthy.
It's all a little too easy. The ones you betrayed before me, what were their names?
They were not as promising as you. It was a long time ago. I don't remember their names. I don't even remember my own name. It's the Fade, and the Templars killing me, like they tried with you.
So what is it that you think you can get from me? Anything to survive? Like an animal?
I am what the
worse.
Fade has made me. Am I to blame for that? Deciding to exist or not exist is not a fair choice. I had no hope. You have shown me other possibilities. If you want to help, there may be a way for me to leave here, to get a foothold outside. You just need to want to let me
Mousy, mousy, mousy. Let you in?
Back! Help me back! They killed me, right? Just like all who fail in here. They'll kill you too. Can't you feel the sword at your neck? They believe all magic evil, the Fade evil. Once you are here, you become what they fear.
Maybe they were right about some things. Now, like you. Were you ever really an apprentice?
What? Yes, of course.
Thinking of buying Borderlands again for the
Isn't
third
that
time?
enough? It should be, and for you.
OG Borderlands is good. I think 2 is my personal favorite.
Simple killing is warrior.
But that's because I get Krieg or whatever. That's 2, right?
Our preconceptions, careless trust, pride.
Oh, Mousy, you're a bad guy. You are big.
Keep your wits about you, mages. True tests never end.
Oh, but it's nice that he just goes, "Ah, you got me," and then he leaves. Like, I like that. Yeah, he didn't let me kill it. He was just like, "Ah, good job, buddy."
Say something, please.
Joan, a demon? Die, demon!
It's me, Jowan. Calm down. Just try to relax. Oh, I'm glad you're all right. They carried you in this morning. I didn't even realize you'd been gone all night. I've heard about apprentices who never come back from harrowings. Is it really that dangerous? What was it like?
What was it like? It was harrowing. It was
Is that why they don't tell us what it's
harrowing.
about? I know I'm not supposed to know, but we're friends. Just a little hint, and I'll stop asking, I promise.
Patience. You'll
And
go
now you
through
get
it
to move
soon
to the
enough.
nice mage's quarters upstairs. I'm stuck here, and I don't know when they'll call me for my harrowing.
I'll summon you to the test when you're ready any day. They'll summon you to the test when
I've been
you're
here
ready.
longer than you have. Sometimes I think they just don't want to test me.
Doesn't everyone go through a harrowing?
Tranquil never go through a harrowing. You do the harrowing, the rite of tranquility, or you die. That's what happens.
You worry too much. It's annoying.
I shouldn't waste your time with this. I was supposed to tell you to see Irving as soon as you woke up.
What for?
He didn't tell me. About the harrowing, I'd guess, but you'd never know with Irving. You'd better not keep him waiting. We can speak later.
Did you hear anything? Is he all right? Is he awake?
Let's
Why do you
read
care? Are you
some codex entries. Because that's exciting. But it's also why I'm playing the game again. Is to learn about the game. So let's look at creatures. Yeah, we'll go through some of this here. I like how much of this is in here. And I don't think I've ever gone through all of the codex. So here we go. Encountered in the Fade, the true form of a rage demon is a frightening sight, a thing of pure fire. Its body seemingly made of amorphous lava and its eyes 2 pinpricks of baleful light radiating from its core. The abilities of such a demon center on the fire it generates. It burns those who come near, and the most powerful of its kind are able to lash out with bolts of fire, and even fire storms that can affect entire areas. Fortunately, even powerful rage demons are less intelligent than most other varieties. Their tactics are simple: attack an enemy on sight with as much force as possible until it perishes. Some rage demons carry over their heat-based abilities into possessed hosts, but otherwise the true form is mostly seen outside of the Fade, when it's specifically summoned by a mage to do his bidding. A sloth demon. And I looked at the creature, and it had become me. A veritable copy of my form, of my very mind, stared back at me as if from within a mirror. I thought surely that this was a trick, an illusion meant to put me off guard. But as I engaged the thing with my sword, it fought me with maneuvers that I recognized. It parried as I parried. It swung as I swung. It spoke to me and said things that only I could know. I think this demon of sloth has no form or identity of its own. It is envy as much as sloth, I believe. And mine was not the first shape it stole that day. An excerpt from a transcribed deposition of Tyrannus, Templar commander of Cumberland, 390 Towers. The most difficult assumption for some who study demons to overcome is the notion that a sloth demon is in and of itself slothful. If that were so, it seems unlikely that any such demons would cross the veil into our own world, or, once here, would fight to possess any creature with a will of its own. It was Dooku. And we know both these things to not be the case. Certainly some demons are lazy and complacent, but who knows? Perhaps these creatures even cultivate such a reputation. The truth is that demons of sloth are named so because this is the portion of the human psyche that they feed upon. Doubt, apathy, entropy. They seek to spread these things. The sloth demon hides in its form, a master of shapes and disguises, always in the last place you look. And from its hiding place it spreads its influence. A community afflicted by a demon of sloth could soon become a dilapidated pit where injustices are allowed to pass without comment, and none of the residents could be aware that such a change has even taken place. The sloth demon weakens, tires, tears at the edges of consciousness, and would much rather render its victims helpless than engage in a true conflict. Such creatures are best faced only with a great deal of will and only with an eye to piercing their many disguises. It's kind of nifty. And a wisp. I love that it gives like Pokedex entries from different lords and stuff. So a great deal is made of the most powerful demons, those that create abominations, and those that have changed the history of Thedas. It is often forgotten that not all demons are such awe-inspiring beings. Some that break through the cracks in the veil into our world are known as wisps, a sliver of thought that once was. A wisp is a demon that has lost its power. Either it has existed in our world for too long without finding a true host, or it has been destroyed. Often so we found by other demons. What remains of its mind clings tightly to the one concept that created it, a hatred of all things living. While its ability to target a living creature is limited, these wisps often mindlessly attack when encountered in the Fade. In the living world, they have often been known to maliciously lure the living into dangerous areas, being mistaken for lanterns or other civilized light sources. This does, however, seem to be the very limit of their cunning. From the journal of former senior enchanter Malleus, once of the Circle of Ravane, declared apostate in 920 Dragon Age. And a wolf. That's a long entry for wolves. Posty. It is rather unfair, the reputation that the wolf holds in Ferelden. For a people that so clearly adore their hounds, Ferelden simultaneously harbor a distrust of wolves that borders on the unreasonable. Unreasonable, that is, if one were not familiar with the ancient legends regarding werewolves. There was a time in Ferelden's past when demons inhabited the bodies of wolves in great numbers, causing the wars against werewolves and spreading great fear and panic. The werewolves were slain, but even today the noble wolf is still looked upon with distrust. From Legends of Ferelden by Mother Alice of Denerim. She had a heavy smoking habit. 910 Dragon. An attack by wolves upon civilized folk rarely happens, only often often only in times of desperation, and even then only when the wolves have the advantage of numbers. This can change during a blight. When darkspawn rise onto the surface, their presence dramatically alters the savage nature of normal beasts. In blights past, as the corruption of the darkspawn spreads through the wilder areas of Thedas, it would infect the animals found there, and the more powerful of them would survive and be transformed into a more vicious and dangerous beast. A blight wolf is one example, mad with the pain of its own infection, and only through the overriding command of the darkspawn does it still retain some semblance of its pack instincts. Blight wolves are always found in large groups and will tend to overwhelm a single target if they can, using their numbers to their advantage. It is fortunate that these creatures rarely survive their corruption very long. Okay, we got only a few more entries right here. Darkspawns, where we must Eldritch blast them. Okay, so we got those, just 2 characters, and a couple of these. Okay, so the Black City. No traveler to the Fade can fail to spot the Black City. It is one of the few constants of that ever-changing place. No matter where one might be, the city is always visible, always far off. For it seems that the only rule of geography in the Fade is that all points are equidistant from the Black City. The chant teaches that the Black City was once the seat of the Maker, from whence he ruled the Fade, left empty when men turned away from him. Dreamers do not go there, nor do spirits. Even the most powerful demons seem to avoid the place. It was golden and beautiful once, so the story goes, until a group of powerful magister lords from the Tevinter Imperium devised a means of breaking in. When they did so, their presence defiled the city, turning it black, which was perhaps the least of their worries. From Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons, by enchanter Murdramel. The Harrowing. Oh, I'm just picking random voices to read them in.
Among apprentices of the Circle, nothing is regarded with more fear than the harrowing. Little is known about this rite of passage, and that alone would be cause for dread. But it is well understood that only those apprentices who pass this trial are ever seen again. They return as full members of the Circle of Magi. Of those who fail, nothing is known. Perhaps they are sent away in disgrace. Perhaps they are killed on the spot. I heard one patently ridiculous rumor among the Circle of Ravane, which claimed that failed apprentices were transformed into pigs, fattened up, and served at dinner to the senior enchanters. But I could find no evidence that the Ravani Circle ate any particular quantity of pork. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, by Brother Genitivi. Wait, Grandma? Oh no, Mother, we'll read the next one about lyrium. Cloud's asleep again. Mom. Lyrium. More than half the wealth of Orzammar comes from a single extremely rare substance, lyrium. The Chantry believes it to be the waters of the Fade mentioned in the Canticle of Threnodies. Threnodies? Who knows? The very stuff of creation itself, from whence the Maker fashioned the world. Only a handful of mining caste families hazard extracting the ore, finding the veins in the stone quite literally by ear. For in its raw form, lyrium sings, and the discerning can hear the sound even through solid rock. Even though dwarves have a natural resistance, raw lyrium is dangerous for all but the most experienced of the mining caste to handle. Even for dwarves, exposure to the unprocessed mineral can cause deafness or memory loss. For humans and elves, direct contact with lyrium ore produces nausea, blistering of the skin, and dementia. Mages cannot approach unprocessed lyrium. Doing so is invariably fatal. Despite its dangers, lyrium is the single most valuable mineral currently known. In the Tevinter Imperium, it has been known to command a higher price than diamond. The dwarves sell very little of the processed mineral to the surface, giving the greater portion of what they mine to their own smiths, who use it in the forging of all truly superior dwarven weapons and armor. What processed lyrium is sold on the surface goes only to the chantry, who strictly control the supply. For the chantry, it is dispensed both to the Templars, who will make use of it in tracking and fighting Maleficarum, and to the Circle. Why does this have to be the longest one, and I'm still reading it like Mom? In the hands of the Circle, lyrium reaches its fullest potential. Their Fomari craftsmen transform it into an array of useful items, from the practical, such as magically hardened stone for construction, to the legendary silver armor of King Calenhad. When mixed into liquid and ingested, lyrium allows mages to enter the Fade fully aware, unlike all others who reach it only while dreaming. Such potions can also be used to aid in the casting of especially taxing spells, for a short time granting a mage far greater power than he normally wields. Lyrium has its costs, however. Prolonged use becomes addictive. The cravings unbearable. Over time, Templars grow disoriented, incapable of distinguishing memory from present or dream from waking. They frequently become paranoid, as their worst memories and nightmares haunt their waking hours. Mages have additionally been known to suffer physical mutation. The Magister Lords of the Tevinter Imperium were widely reputed to have been so affected by their years of lyrium use that they could not even be recognized by their own kin, not even as creatures that had once been human. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genetivi. And one more long one here, then there's two more characters, and then we'll go and collect a bunch of codex entries and read those too, because that's what we're doing. Beyond the Veil, Spirits and Demons. It is challenging enough for the casual observer to tell the difference between the Fade and the creatures that live within it, let alone between one type of spirit and another. In truth, there is little that distinguishes them, even for the most astute mages. Since spirits are not physical entities and are therefore not restricted to recognizable forms, or even having a form at all, one can never tell for certain what is alive and what is merely part of the scenery. It is therefore advisable for all the inexperienced researcher to greet all objects he encounters. Typically we misuse the term spirit to refer only to the benign, or at least less malevolent, creatures of the Fade. But in truth, all the denizens of the realm beyond the veil are spirits. As the chant of light notes, everything within the Fade is a mimicry of our world, a poor imitation, for the spirits do not remotely understand what they are copying. It is no surprise that much of the Fade appears like a manuscript translated from Tevinter into Orlesian and back again by drunken initiates. In general, spirits are not complex, or rather, they are not complex as we understand such things. Each one seizes upon a single facet of human experience: rage, hunger, compassion, hope, etc. As one idea becomes their identity, we classify as demons those spirits who identify themselves with darker human emotions and ideas. The most common and weakest form of demon one encounters in the Fade is the rage demon. They are much like perpetually boiling kettles, for they exist only to vent hatred, but rarely have an object to hate. Somewhat above these are the hunger demons, who do little but eat or attempt to eat everything they encounter, including other demons. This is rarely successful. Then there are the sloth demons. These are the first intelligent creatures one typically finds in the Fade. They are dangerous only on the rare occasions that they can be induced to get up and do harm. Desire demons are more clever, far more powerful, using all forms of bribery to induce mortals into their realm. Wealth, love, vengeance, whatever lies closest to your heart. The most powerful demons yet encountered are the pride demons, perhaps because they, among all their kind, most resemble men. From Beyond the Veils, Spirits and Demons by enchanter Mirdramel. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Knight Commander Gregor, your magic is a gift, but it's also a curse. The Circle of Magi has trained you, and we Templars of the Chantry stand vigil to ensure that training is adequate. First Enchanter Irving. If you want to survive, you must learn the rules and realize that sometimes sacrifices are necessary.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
We read all the codex stuff
Said it
for
was the
about
quickest,
5
cleanest
minutes.
harrowing he'd ever seen. He must be so talented.
They're talking about me.
Jealous. I just know I'll be terrified when my time comes, like Wendell was. He'd throw up every day for the next week just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, we're taking the stuff.
Jowan's been acting weird all day. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw him. He was whining about stuff. Kenobi? Next time we read things, we'll read it like this. No, I don't do a great Maul, but I don't do a half-bad Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Why would anyone do something so stupid? That's a death sentence.
Whoa, whoa. Okay, listen to my buttons
My
that I'm
mentor says I
pressing.
have great potential.
Lyrium dust, Sam Witwer. Yeah. That Sam Witwer is he's a pretty talented guy. He should consider doing it professionally. But ooh, what's in the cabinet? What's in the box? Shelves. I did realize I leveled up. First off, can I compare? Okay, yeah, I like the one I got better. And I leveled up. I heard he doesn't mean Darth Sidious. He doesn't mean everything, if we're being honest.
That's what causes most of the injuries.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. We'll do it that way. Okay, we need another ability. I think we want to just go ahead and take heal.
Injuries. But steady. It reacts to your emotions. If you panic, it will. No. Breathe.
Is this dude about to set himself? Oh God! He really did set himself on fire.
In my experience, flint and tinder works just as well. Good day to you.
Dude, you're setting yourself on fire. I wouldn't know. I just passed my harrowing. Not to brag or anything, but I heard other people saying that Cullen said it was the best one ever.
Magic must serve man and not rule over him.
Very good. And what do you think that means? Can anyone tell me?
Only boys can do magic.
What? That little misogynistic kid over there. Only
that magic should be used.
Only boys can do magic. Listen, kid.
Magic to force people to do what we want.
What?
That's right.
Oh,
We
okay.
should not abuse the gift the Maker has given us.
Let's, because we're having so much fun doing it. Let's read that. Plus, if I read them as they come in, I won't get as overwhelmed by them later on. The Fade. Let's let Kermit the Frog read this one because do I have a kayak paddle? Like in real life? No. Or are we paddling the little boy? The study of the Fade is as old as humankind. For so long as men have dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, sometimes catching a glimpse of the city at its heart. Oh, that's my acolyte staff.
This is weird. I don't feel like this is a good Kermit the Frog today. Kermit the Frog. Always as close as our own thoughts, but impossibly separated from our world. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map the terrain of the Fade. Yeah, it feels weird today. It's probably the headphones. Let's just ditch it. Okay. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map the terrain of the Fade, an ultimately futile endeavor. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fade is in constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the disparate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords, as well as cataloging a few hundred types of spirits, before they were forced to abandon the project. The relationship of dreamers to the Fade is complex. Even when entering the Fade through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. The spirits who dwell there, however, can. And as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. They create what they see through sleeping visitors, building elaborate copies of their cities, peoples, and events, which, like the reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack context or a life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals, and build their realms with no ambition other than to taste life. From Tranquility and the Role of the Fade in Human Culture by First Enchanter Josephus.
I perfected my ice spells yesterday. I wonder when I'll get to go for my harrowing.
If I had put all my power behind that spell, you would have been obliterated.
Are you just trying to kill people? This is the worst Hogwarts I've ever seen.
That can be exploited. Should you face a demon with your
Can I, like, walk around here, or are you guys gonna shoot me too?
No.
Now I see why it looks like a kayak paddle.
Whatever I throw at you. Again.
Oh god. That didn't look quite as scary as the giant fireball.
I can't wait for my harrowing.
Yeah, I know. I already did mine. Another new codex entry. Mana and the use of magic. Mana is that which defines a mage. It is potential that dwells within a person, but does not always manifest itself. All men are connected to the Fade. We go there to dream, but only those with the potential may draw upon its power. Mana is then a measurement of one's ability to draw power from the Fade, and it is that power which is expended in magic. As in all other things, it has limits. Just as man has the strength to lift only so much weight and no more, a mage cannot work more magic at one time than his mana allows. If he wishes to work magic, then that would be beyond his strength. A mage must bolster his mana with lyrium. Without lyrium, it is possible for the reckless to expand their own life force in the working of magic, and occasionally ambitious apprentices injure or even kill themselves by overexertion. From the lectures of First Enchanter Wenceslas. I'll do a wise guy on our next one.
Jowan's been acting weird all day. Have you seen him?
Yeah, I saw him. You guys already told me about that. He's fine. I remember what happens to him, but that's a different story. Oh god, I keep looking at Shithstain again and realizing that his name is almost Shitstain. Oh, why do I listen to you? Owain.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
What's the stockroom for?
The stockroom stores components used in magical and alchemical experiments. Do you require something?
Are you really a tranquil mage?
I voluntarily submitted to the rite of tranquility. I was unwilling to undergo the harrowing. I find this state agreeable.
What's it like not having emotions?
I see the world with clarity. I remember the days when my mind was filled with inconvenient and seething emotions.
Yeah, you would think I would have
Now
learned
things
by
are
now
simple.
not to listen to you. What was becoming tranquil like?
It is difficult to describe. I would perhaps compare it to being plunged into a pool
It has
of
been a
ice-cold
long time.
water.
Okay, what happens
I was
during
ordered
the
to
Rite
never
of
speak of it.
Tranquility?
I cannot go against the Circle's wishes.
Creepy. Now you're no longer a person?
My body is similar in form to yours, possessing an equal number of limbs, appendages, and internal organs. I perform the same physical functions. My mind is capable of higher thought processes. Am I to be denied personhood because I do not feel as you do?
But you might as well be an artfully made
People feel things
construct.
to different degrees. One individual may be more empathetic than the next. Some are quick to anger, while others are not. Yet you would not single one out and accuse him of not being a person. My capacity to feel differs from yours, but you also differ from all other beings. You are no more a person than others, and I am no less a person than you are.
But emotions are essential.
I propose we agree to disagree. Personhood is not measurable. Therefore, we should let this rest.
I should go now.
Very well. Goodbye.
I've had enough of arguing with you, but that's interesting stuff.
Good day to you.
The Tranquil are a scary thought. The idea of having all your emotions sucked out so that you can't be taken over by a demon.
Good day.
Quick, hit him with the kayak paddle. Let's see what's in here. Oh, there's an armoire. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't hear you come in.
Yeah, it's because I just came into your room without knocking.
I'm sorry. I'm terribly busy right now. I have to prepare the room before the Grey Warden is done at his meeting with Irving.
What's a Grey Warden?
They are an order of brave and noble warriors, sworn to give their lives to defeat the Darkspawn. You know, I almost became a Grey Warden once.
You're lying.
No, I'm not.
Don't
There
forget
were
to go into a
several of us
rage
chosen.
first, but only if
No,
it's
the
a
Grey
surprise
Wardens
round and you
only
have
wanted
advantage.
one
Does a
recruit.
24 hit?
They only ever have one mage, you see. I think they thought I was the best candidate, but I was young and
Hey,
foolish,
speaking of,
and
do
I
you
said I
know of
wasn't
any
interested.
reason why we won't,
They
on
picked
your
someone
end, be
else
able
instead,
to play
and that
this
was that.
weekend?
I
Off the top of
regret it
your
ever
head?
since. Oh well, I should get back to my work.
Okay, stop glitching around a little bit. Take rid of potion.
Ah, there you are. You are to be moved out of the apprentices' dormitory, and these are to be your new quarters.
Oh, this is my room now?
Tranquil will move your belongings this afternoon. Go on, make yourself comfortable.
Nice, they're gonna move my stuff for me. I don't even have to worry about it. Nifty. I'll take it. Oh, another armoire. What else we got around here? Who are you?
Everyone's so happy for you.
Oh, thanks. That's not at all creepy. It's a little creepy.
Irving wants to see you. Get going.
I'll go see him in a second. I'm looking for codex entries and other stuff. Colin, my boy.
Greetings. I'm glad your harrowing went well.
This is the other reason I like choosing mage now that we have 3 games, is that I know that Cullen is important. Who are you, buddy?
I am Cullen. I was to strike the killing blow if you had become an abomination. I am glad you didn't.
I am also glad that you didn't kill me, Cullen. I can't kill him. He has to survive. He's a main character in the 3rd one. I thought all Templars liked killing mages.
Some Templars I know discuss such things with glee. I don't share their enthusiasm. I try to serve the Maker first and foremost. As long as I am guided by his commandments,
go renegade.
I cannot go wrong. Honestly, I've never seen an abomination, or been called on to slay one.
You don't know what an abomination looks like? So you could have made a mistake?
Gregor would have guided me. Something...
Wait, wrong game.
What if it's not obvious? Could abominations be walking among us right now?
Oh, God. What kind of Templar is so easily frightened?
This is still new to me. Maybe one day I'll be as dedicated and driven as Knight Commander Gregor.
If you say so.
You must be busy. Perhaps we can talk another time.
This kind of mocking Cullen now. I feel kind of bad about it. Stuck behind a candelabra.
I wonder how the king's army fares at Ostgar. I've heard talk of a new blight.
The cardinal rules of magic. Let's see what those are. No. There we go. The cardinal rules of magic. You must not be under the misimpression that magic is all powerful. There are limits, and not even the greatest mages may overcome them. No one, for instance, has found any means of traveling, either over great distances or small ones, beyond putting one foot in front of the other. The immutable nature of the physical world prevents this. So no, you may not simply pop over to Minrath House to borrow a cup of sugar. Nor may you magic the essay you forgot in the apprentice dormitory to your desk. You will simply have to be prepared. Similarly, even when you send your mind into the Fade, your body remains behind. Only once has this barrier been overcome, and reputedly, the spell required 2/3 of the lyrium in the Tevinter Imperium, as well as the lifeblood of the several hundred slaves. The results were utterly disastrous. Finally, life is finite. A truly great healer may bring someone back from the very precipice of death, when breath and heartbeat have ceased, but the spirit still clings to life. But once the spirit has fled the body, it cannot be recalled. Forget about it. There is no failing of your skills or power. It is simple reality. From the lectures of First Enchanter Wenceslas. Sound like Joey Wheeler. Ooh, take all private documents. What are the private documents? Is that like a thing I can look up? I don't think so. Oh no, I'm not reading all those, that's for sure. Those are just controls. Okay. It's time to duel Yugi and talk about the heart of the cards.
I hear Irving's very proud of you. You're not going to keep the first enchanter waiting, are you?
Oh, of course not. Why would I do that? I'm just looking around for stuff. That a problem? New codex on Maleficarum, which sounds nifty. It sounds bad. It has been asked, what are Maleficarum? How shall we know them? I have been troubled by this question as you. You have come to me for the wisdom of the Maker, but none have seen the Maker's heart save beloved Andraste. And so I've done as all mortals must, and looked to the words of the prophet for answers. And there I found respite from a troubled mind. For she has said to us, magic exists to serve men, and never to rule over him. Therefore I say to you, they who work magic, which dominates the minds and hearts of others, they have transgressed the Maker's laws. Also Our Lady said to us, those who bring harm without provocation to the least of his children, are hated and are cursed by the Maker. And it is all made clear to me, as it should be to us all, that magic which fuels itself by harming others, by the letting of blood, is hated by the Maker. Those mages who honor the Maker and keep his laws as we welcome our brothers and sisters. Those who reject the laws of the Maker and the words of his prophet are apostate. They shall be cast out and given no place among us. From the sermons of Justinia the First. But they'll never take our freedom! They can take our apostates, but they'll never take our freedom. Oh, more books. The Right of Annulment. Alright. Sure, let's do it this way. In the 83rd year of the Glory Age, one of the mages of the Navarran Circle was found practicing forbidden magic. The Templars executed him swiftly, but this brewed discontent among the Navarra Circle. The mages made several magical attacks against the Templars, vengeance for the executed mage, but the Knight Commander was unable to track down which were responsible. 3 months later, the mages summoned a demon and turned it loose against their Templar watchers. Demons, however, are not easily controlled. After killing the first wave of Templars who tried to contain it, the demon took possession of one of its summoners. The resulting abomination slaughtered Templars and mages both before escaping into the countryside. The Grand Cleric sent a legion of Templars to hunt the fugitive. They killed the abomination a year later, but by that time it had slain 70 people. Divine Galatea, responding to the catastrophe in Navarra and hoping to prevent further incidents, granted all the Grand Clerics of the Chantry the power to purge a circle entirely if they found it irredeemable. This rite of annulment has been performed 17 times in the last 700 years. From Of Fires, Circles, and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry, by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. You watched, what the other day? Oh, you watched Braveheart the other day? Can't we hit the smash button? Are we just wanting to smash, like, people? What are you doing? Are you praying?
Oh, hello. I'm reciting the Maker's blessings. Would you like to join me?
No. We'll ask, what are the Maker's blessings?
Yes, I love that prayer. Would you say it with me?
All right, I'll join
I'll start over.
I'll join the prayer just because I'm curious what it is.
Blessed art thou who exists in the sight of the Lord. Blessed are the penitents who seek his return.
Blessed is the prophetess, purified by flame.
May the chant reach the Maker's ears and tell him of our contrition. So let it be.
Technically, because you, like, spoilers, because you become a Grey Warden, technically you are an apostate.
I recite the Maker's
but
blessings
you get away with it because you're a Grey
me
Warden.
peace in troubled times.
But that means you can practice blood magic. It brings you peace in troubled times. Are you in trouble?
No, not really. It's just... I don't want to bore you with this.
You're probably right. Goodbye. No, I'm sure it isn't boring.
It gives me hope that one day the Maker will hear us. That maybe I'll be forgiven and my curse will be lifted.
Curse?
Magic? What else?
You don't like having this power?
Magic causes such misery.
Beware the Mexican Inquisition?
Wicked. The Chantry must protect the world from us. Being born with something so terrible must be a punishment. I wish I could be rid of it.
Well, that's one way to look at it, I guess. You could use your abilities to help people.
That doesn't take magic. If I could, I would dedicate my life to the Chantry, but they would never take me in. Perhaps this is just something I will have to suffer through. I should go. My mentor only allows a few minutes each day for religious contemplation.
I mean, that's only a little bit weird, but okay. On the founding of the Chantry and the prophet Andraste. I'm just making sure I'm like collecting all of the...
I heard about your harrowing. Congratulations. Andraste must have smiled upon you.
Grabbing all the codexes. See, this is why I picked mage, though, was because I get all of the lore. Like, you get a lot of lore. Not that you can't get access to all of the lore, but you get it early. So let's see what else we've got here. I feel like this one's new, right? Yes. So this is the Chant of Light, the Blight, which rhymes. What was I going to say? No matter their power, their triumphs, the mage lords of Tevinter were men and doomed to die. Then a voice whispered within their hearts, "Shall you surrender your power to time, like the beasts of the field? You are lords of the earth. Go forth to claim the empty throne of heaven and be gods." In secret they worked, magic upon magic. All their power and all their vanity they turned against the veil, until at last it gave way. Above them a river of light, before them the throne of heaven, waiting beneath their feet, the footprints of the Maker, and all around them echoed a vast silence. But when they took a single step toward the empty throne, a great voice cried out, shaking the very foundations of heaven and earth. "And so is the golden city blackened with each step you take in my hall. Marvel at perfection, for it is fleeting. You have brought sin to heaven and doom upon all the world. Violently were they cast down, for no mortal may walk bodily in the realm of dreams, bearing the mark of their crime, bodies so maimed and distorted that none could see them and know them for men. Deep into the earth they've led, away from the light, in darkness eternal they've searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found their prize, their god, their betrayer, the sleeping dragon Dumat. Their taint twisted even the false god, and the whisperer awoke at last in pain and horror, and led them to wreak havoc upon the nations of the world. The first blight. From Threnodies 8. Count Dracula. We could do more of a Dracula. We could do even more of a Dracula, rather. Let's see. Andraste, Bride of the Maker. There was once a tiny fishing village of the waking sea that was set upon by the Tevinter Imperium, which enslaved the villagers to be sold in the markets of Minthraus, leaving behind only the old and the infirm. One of the captives was the child Andraste. She was raised in slavery in a foreign land. She escaped, then made the long and treacherous journey back to her homeland alone. She rose from nothing to be the wife of an Almeri warlord. Each day she sang to the gods, asking them to help her people who remained slaves in Tevinter. The false gods of the mountains and the winds did not answer her, but the true God did. See, this is why I do this, is because it helps me get some of these awful ones back a little bit. The Maker spoke. He showed her all the works of his hands, the Fade, the world, and all the creatures therein. He showed her how men had forgotten him, lavishing devotion upon mute idols and demons, and how he had left them to their fate. But her voice had reached him, and so captivated him that he offered her a place at his side, that she might rule all of creation. But Andraste would not forsake her people. She begged the Maker to return to save his children from the cruelty of the Imperium. Reluctantly, the Maker agreed to give man another chance. Andraste went back to her husband Mephareth and told him that the Maker had all that the Maker had revealed to her. Together they rallied the Almeri and marched forth against the mage lords of the Imperium, and the Maker was with them. The Maker's sword was creation itself, fire and flood, famine and earthquake. Everywhere they went, Andraste sang to the people of the Maker, and they heard her. The ranks of Andraste's followers grew until they were a vast tide washing over the Imperium. And when Mephoreth saw that the people loved Andraste and not him, a worm grew within his heart, gnawing upon it. At last, the armies of Andraste and Mephoreth stood before the very gates of Minrathaus, but Andraste was not with them, for Mephoreth had schemed in secret to hand Andraste over to the Tevinter. For this, the Archon would give Mephoreth all the lands to the south of the Waking Sea. And so, before all the armies of the Almeri and of Tevinter, Andraste was tied to a stake and burned, while her earthly husband turned his armies aside and did nothing, for his heart had been devoured. But as he watched the pyre, the Archon softened. He took pity on Andraste and drew his sword and granted her the mercy of a quick death. The Maker wept for his beloved Mephoreth, cursed mankind for their betrayal, and turned once again from creation, taking only Andraste with him. And Our Lady sits still at his side, where she still urges him to take pity on his children. From the Sermons of Justinia II. Okay, so the silly ones are fine, but I'm going to read this one a little better. The founding of the Chantry. Cordelius Draken, king of the city-state of Orlais, was a man of uncommon ambition. In the year -15? In the year 15 ancient, the young king began construction of a great temple dedicated to the Maker, and declared that by its completion he would not only have united the warring city-states of the south, he would have brought Andrastian belief to the world. In 3 ancient, the temple was completed. There in its heart, Draken knelt before the eternal flame of Andraste and was crowned ruler of the Empire of Orlais. His first act as emperor, to declare the Chantry as the established Andrastian religion of the Empire. It took 3 years and several hundred votes before Olessa of Montsimard was elected to lead the new Chantry. Upon her coronation as divine, she took the name Justinia, in honor of the disciples who recorded Andraste's songs. In that moment, the ancient era ended, and the divine age began. From Ferelden, Folklore and History by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. That's kind of interesting. Like that is interesting that the let's see. Become a vampire. I don't think I can become a vampire in this one. It's like, this isn't Skyrim. I can't become a vampire. I can go yell at my dogs in a second. Like, what is going on? Worst game
Many
ever,
have
because you
already
can't become a...
Wynne, Aldred, and most of the senior mages. We've committed enough of our own to this war effort.
Your own? Since when have you felt such kinship with the mages, Gregor? Or are you afraid to let the mages out from under Chantry supervision, where they can actually use their Maker-given powers?
How dare you suggest?
Gentlemen, please. Irving, someone is here to see you.
The dogs? Yeah, I don't know why they're barking at each other, and I don't know why no one else can do anything about it, but that's whatever. He's barking at Axel. They're barking at each other. I think Axel has food, and they're barking at each other over the fact that Axel has food and doesn't like how close he's getting, but I don't know. Okay, gentlemen, please, Irving, someone is here to see you. First enchanter.
Ah, if it isn't our new brother in the circle. Come, child.
This is...
Yes, this is he.
Master Splinter.
Well, you're obviously busy. We will discuss this later.
Of course. Well, then, where was I? Oh, yes. This is Duncan of the Grey Wardens.
Pleased to meet you.
You've heard about the war brewing to the south, I expect. Duncan is recruiting mages to join the king's army at Ostagar.
So they knew I did not know they made new movie figs for TMNT. I did not know that. Who are we fighting?
The Darkspawn threat grows in the south. We need all the help we can get.
What are Darkspawn?
They are twisted monsters that dwell underground where the sun's light cannot touch them. They have formed into a horde in the Kokari Wilds and threaten to invade north into the valley. I fear if we don't drive them back, we may see another blight.
Duncan, you worry the poor lad with talk of blights and darkspawn. This is a
I don't keep up. I'm not a figurine fan, just in general. So that's my excuse.
Seize moments of levity, especially in troubled times. The harrowing is behind you. Your phylactery was sent to Denerim. You are officially a mage within the circle of magi.
My leash, you mean?
Now, child, it's not that bad.
I'm sorry, what is this phylactery?
Blood is taken from all apprentices when they first come to the tower, and is preserved in special vials.
So they can be hunted if they turn apostate.
We have few choices. The gift of magic is looked upon with suspicion and fear.
Phylactery is also a problematic word in general. I learned, I'm not super familiar, but I know it's something to do with Jewish. It's a Jewish term for like something like a holy box that they use, and blood magic is a thing that it's a big part of like these anti-Semitic tropes that deal with like blood magic and stuff. And so the push has been to try to stop using the term phylactery and replace it with like soul box and stuff. But this game is 15 years old almost. So yeah, but yeah, liches use them. And then in this, they are specifically like blood containers in this. Okay. So I get my stuff. That's all I get? No, I'm glad to be a part of this circle.
That you shall not discuss
it is a soul box. You know what I mean? That's the same thing that it would be. It's just a little more generic of a name, but it's one that doesn't use a specific, like, actual name for something in the real world and give it an evil connotation. So I think it'd be cool to have another name that might sound a little more mystical, but I can understand why people would consider that one to be problematic. Can I leave the tower?
Not yet. Remember, the tower's walls protect us as much as they protect others from us.
I will return to my quarters.
Would you be so kind as to escort Duncan back to his room, child?
Since when am I a tour guide? Does Duncan not know where his quarters are?
Being difficult, are we? You are an apprentice no longer. I expect you to set a good example.
If that is your command, then I must obey.
The guest quarters are on the east side.
Yike! We don't talk about taint here.
If you'll both excuse me.
But then again, what does it matter? He's locked up. Good for him, or at least in waiting to be locked up. Who knows? Blood magic, the forbidden school. He was arrested. He wasn't being detained. However you want to actually word it. I don't know if he got out or not, but either way, he's a piece of shistain, no matter what. Okay. I haven't seen anything about that, but I'm not going to talk about that kind of stuff right here, because I already said how I feel about it. let's listen to Blood Magic, the Forbidden School. Foul and corrupt are you who have taken my gift and turned it against my children. Transfigurations 1810. The ancient Tevinters did not originally consider blood magic a school of its own. Rather, they saw it as a means to achieve greater power in any school of magic. The name, of course, refers to the fact that magic of this type uses life, specifically in the form of blood, instead of mana. It was common practice at one time for a magister to keep a number of slaves on hand, so that should he undertake the working of a spell that was physically beyond his abilities, he could use the blood of slaves to bolster the casting. Over time, however, the Imperium discovered types of spells that could only be worked by blood. Although lyrium will allow a mage to send his conscious mind into the Fade, blood would allow him to find the sleeping minds of others, view their dreams, and even influence or dominate their thoughts. Just as treacherous, blood magic allows the veil to be opened completely, so that demons may physically pass through it into our world. The rise of the Chant of Light and the subsequent fall of the old Imperium has led to blood magic being all but stamped out, as it should be, for it poses nearly as great a danger to those who would practice it as to the world at large. From the Four Schools, a treatise by First Enchanter Josephus. Who's over here?
Move along now.
Oh, move along. Move along now. Is this his room? No, it's not. I was like, is this room right next door? Oh, pay attention to the map. Okay. Follow me, Duncan. I hope you're behind me. But fun fact, I'll be able to play the new Jedi game when it comes out. Nice. You'll be able to play Jedi Survivor on your PC without having to do anything else. That's nice. Let's talk to Splinter.
Is there something else I can do for you?
What's happening outside the tower?
I imagine you don't leave very often, do you?
We are permitted to walk the grounds.
And thus a good view of the other side of the lake. It must feel rather isolated way out here.
Nice.
I am not a good source of news, I fear.
That's really awesome. I'm glad that you have that. How many mages have joined the King's army?
When the king sent out the call, the Circle of Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostergar. I asked King Kaelin's permission to come and seek a greater commitment from the Circle.
7 is quite a few.
I hope to place a mage or 2 within every contingent. I cannot do with 7. Mages will make all the difference in this battle. The Darkspawn have their own magic, and our resources must exceed theirs.
Magic always feels so important. Will you fight with the king?
Of course, but I am no mage. Mages heal. They can call fire and ice down upon the enemy, and so much more. I sometimes wonder if the Chantry's many laws regarding magic are necessary. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat the Darkspawn. Listen to me. An old man's rantings can't be very interesting.
It's actually very interesting. As an apprentice, old men talking have defined my life.
Yes, I'm sure they did.
Have you ever seen someone use blood magic?
Once, in my youth, just after I joined the Grey Wardens. I was traveling with my mentor. We encountered a group of Templars hunting a blood mage. They were quite far away, so I cannot be sure of what I saw. He forced some of the Templars to turn on their fellows. It was dreadful to behold. He would have escaped had he not overlooked one Templar who snuck up behind him and cleaved his head in two.
Yikes. That's cool that Kyle's gonna help with the upgrades, though. Let's see. I'm sure he was just trying to survive.
It is something to consider, certainly.
Just got an email, but not the email. Do you know anything about the Tranquil?
The mages whose connection to the Fade has been severed? Why do you ask?
I'm curious as to what non-mages think of it.
It keeps them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say.
Can you tell me more about Grey Wardens and
Certainly.
Darkspawn?
I am intimately familiar with these subjects, after all.
Have there been many Darkspawn attacks?
A horde has formed within the Korkari wilds in the south. If they are not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the horde.
That sounds ominous.
Darkspawn do attack.
All right, well, adios, Josh. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.
Rallying the Darkspawn,
and I will talk to you later.
Unstoppable force, a horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army. It is dire news indeed. I fear this is what we will have to face.
And the king is mustering an army. I thought the Darkspawn were defeated in the last
We can't
blight.
seem to eradicate them completely. Somehow they always come back.
And the king is mustering an army to beat back this threat.
Yes, perhaps it will be enough if we play our cards right.
Why were Irving and Gregor arguing about the war?
It is not my place to comment.
Please, I'd like to know.
Gregor serves the Chantry, and the relationship between the Chantry and mages has always been strained. You've realized by now that the Chantry merely tolerates magic? They watch only because they feel they must.
Yes, but they were arguing about the war.
Any mages who join the King's army can unleash their full power on the Darkspawn. In fact, I'm counting on it. Gregor may be afraid of what will happen. What if the mages decide they no longer want to be governed by the Chantry?
What are your opinions on the matter?
I believe we must defeat the Darkspawn, one way or another. My opinions end there.
I'd like to talk more, but I have duties to attend to.
Don't let me keep you.
And we have an entry for Darkspawn. Which I believe... Oh, they're under... Oh, okay, so we have a couple here. So we have some more on both of these guys. There is no higher office in a circle tower than that of First Enchanter. The one who holds this title must not only be an able administrator, but also a mentor, leader, and surrogate parent to all the mages of the tower. Irving has proven himself to be all these things with an added dose of cunning. Most apprentices know that little goes on in the tower that Irving does not know. He can soothe Templars angered by some childish magical prank, at the same time that he lauds the pranksters, and everyone walks away satisfied. Gregor... Let's see. Grim and taciturn, Gregor has been Knight Commander of the Templar forces stationed at the Circle Tower for many years. For so many years that hardly anyone except the First Enchanter recalls that he is not simply part of the tower itself. And Duncan. Men and women from every race, warriors and mages, barbarians and kings. The Grey Warden sacrificed everything to stem the tide of darkness. And failed. And prevailed. Excuse me, I misread that. Like many others, Duncan gave up his family name when he joined the ranks of the Wardens, a symbolic gesture of cutting ties. He might say this was a convenience in his case, however. His mother was from the Anderfells, his father from Tevinter. His childhood was spent in the free marches and Orlais. His people were everywhere, and his homeland was nowhere. He was given the impossible task of leading the Wardens in Ferelden, a kingdom that had thrown the Order out 200 years earlier, Facing local suspicion and hostility, he set about finding recruits. The first blight had already raged for 90 years. The world was in chaos. A god had risen, twisted and corrupted. The remaining gods of Tevinter were silent, withdrawn. What writing we have recovered from those times is filled with despair. For everyone believed, from the greatest archons to the lowliest slaves, that the world was coming to an end. At Weesopt Fortress in the desolate Anderfells, a meeting transpired. Soldiers of the Imperium, seasoned veterans who had known nothing their entire lifetimes except hopeless war, came together. When they left Weesopt, they had renounced their oaths to the Imperium. They were soldiers no more. They were Grey Wardens. The Wardens began an aggressive campaign against the Blight, striking back against the Darkspawn, reclaiming lands given up for lost. The Blight was far from over, but their victories brought notice, and soon they received aid from every nation in Thedas. They grew in number as well as reputation. Finally, in the year 992 of the Tevinter Imperium, upon the Silent Plains, they met the archdemon Dumat in battle. A third of all the armies of northern Thedas were lost to the fighting. But Dumat fell, and the Darkspawn fled back underground. Even that was not the end. The Imperium once revered 7 gods: Dumat, Zazakel, Toth, Andoral, Razakael, Lusakan, and Urthemiel. 4 have risen as archdemons. The Grey Wardens have kept watch through the ages, well aware that peace is fleeting, and that their war continues until the last of the dragon gods is gone. Those who have sought to claim heaven by violence destroyed it. What was golden and pure turned black. Those who had once been mage lords, the brightest of their age, were no longer men, but monsters. Threnodies 12:1. Sin was the midwife that ushered the Darkspawn into this world. The Magisters fell from the Golden City, and their fate encompassed all our worlds, for they were not alone. No one knows where the Darkspawn came from. A dark mockery of men, in the darkest places they thrive, growing in numbers as a plague of locusts will. In raids they will often take captives, dragging their victims alive into the deep roads. But most evidence suggests that these are eaten. Like spiders, it seems Darkspawn prefer their food still breathing. Perhaps they are simply spawned by the darkness. Certainly we know that evil has no trouble perpetuating itself. The last blight was in the Age of Towers, striking once again at the heart of Tevinter, spreading south into Orlais and east into the Free Marches. The plague spread as far as Ferelden, but the withering and twisting of the land stopped well beyond our borders. Here Darkspawn have never been more than the stuff of legends. In the northern lands, however, particularly Tevinter and the Anderfells, as they say Darkspawn haunt the hinterlands, preying on outlying farmers and isolated villages, a constant threat. From Ferelden, Folklore and History, by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. What up, Joan?
I'm glad I caught up to you. Are you done talking with Irving?
I think I am, for now.
I need to talk to you. Do you remember what we discussed this morning?
Why are you whispering? It looks very suspicious.
Shh. I just want to make sure we're not overheard. We should go somewhere else. I don't feel safe talking here.
You'd better not be wasting my time.
It won't take long, I promise.
It points off in random direction. Oh, I got a new staff, so I'm like, what is wrong with... What happened to my kayak
You should
paddle?
be safe here.
In the chapel, the Templar's favorite haunt.
We can see the door from here. If anyone comes, we'll change the subject.
There's something strange going on
A few months
here.
ago, I told you that I met a girl. This is Lily.
An initiate? That's forbidden.
So you can see why we wish to keep it a secret.
Lily's been given to the Chantry. She's not allowed to have relations with men. If anyone finds out, we'll both be in trouble.
You should rethink this relationship. Let's see here. Did you bring me here just to talk about your affair?
I wish that was the only thing I needed to talk about. Remember I said that I didn't think they wanted to give me my harrowing? I know why. They're going to make me tranquil. They'll take everything that I am from me. My dreams, hopes, fears, my love for Lily. All gone.
But if you can't feel, then you can't feel sad about it. That's fucked up. That sounds terrible.
They'll extinguish my humanity. I'll just be a husk, breathing and existing, but not truly living.
Why would they do this to you?
There's a rumor about me. People think I'm a blood mage. They think that making me a circle mage will endanger everyone.
And are they right about that?
Of course not. But it's not safe here for me anymore. I need to escape. I need to destroy my phylactery. Without it, they can't track me down. We need your help. Lily and I can't do this on our own.
Give us your
This
word that you will
feels
help, and we will tell you what we intend.
bad. What do I get out of helping you?
The joy of helping a friend? The satisfaction of knowing you prevented a gross injustice?
The repository holds more than phylacteries. Join us, and the artifacts will
Hey,
be
Queenie,
yours for the
how's it going?
Aren't you sick and tired of the circle running for
We're
life?
destroying.
You
So
could get out of here with us.
I was talking earlier about how I don't particularly love the term phylactery anymore. But let's see. Mine has been taken. I'm still trapped.
out of here and
We're
gone before they
playing
can even
Dragon
dispatch
Age
a
Origins
messenger to the city.
because we're going to play
You're
Dragon Age.
talented
We're going to
and
play all the
clever.
way
You
through
could
the
take your
series
phylactery back from your
because we
hunters if you
should
wish.
get
You have so much
Dreadwolf
power.
by the end of the
Once
year.
you're free, they wouldn't be able to stop you.
And yeah, right. Gosh, I wonder why. I'll admit I did not know about the problematic relationship to the Jewish phylactery, and its association with like blood magic and stuff. Like, I didn't understand the anti-Semitic tropes that are associated with phylactery for a long time. So, now that I do, now I understand why it's a problematic term. But yeah, we're playing through Dragon Age. That's what we're gonna do on Tuesdays now. Okay, once you're free, they won't be able to stop you. But can't you just explain everything to someone?
If we tell anyone, Lily will be punished. If you care about what happens to me, help us.
Fine, I'll give you my word.
Thank you. We will never forget this.
So what do you intend to do?
I can get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and knight commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
What if it's a magical door? Which feels like such a stupid question.
Hands on both keys. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
I will go to the stockroom and retrieve this rod, which sounds kind of dirty.
One mage
I'm gonna
at the
go get a
stockroom will attract
rod.
less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
A mage, an apprentice, and an initiate walk into a bar. So I have to do all the dirty work.
I'd go with you, but it would look suspicious.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
All because these two want to get a little bone time in. What if they seriously just have a regular door? That would be a hilarious oversight. It would feel like quite an oversight if it's just a regular door. Okay, so we're looking for, where are you? The Tranquil? Okay. Although apprentices do not know the nature of the harrowing, all of them understand its consequences. They either pass and become full mages, or they are never seen again. Those who fear to undertake this rite of passage, or those who are deemed too weak or unstable, are given the rite of tranquility instead. The actual procedure, like the harrowing, is secret, but the results are just as well known. The rite severs connection to the Fade. The Tranquil, therefore, do not dream. This removes the greatest danger that threatens a weak or unprepared mage, the potential to attract demons across the veil. But this is the least of Tranquility's effects, for the absence of dreams brings with it the end of all magical ability, as well as all emotion. The Tranquil ironically resembles sleepwalkers, never entirely awake nor asleep. They are still part of our circle, however, and some might say they are the most critical part. They have incredible powers of concentration, for it is simply impossible to distract a Tranquil mage, and this makes them capable of becoming craftsmen of such skill that they rival even the adeptness of the dwarves. The Formari, the branch of the circle devoted to item enchantment, is made up exclusively of Tranquil, and is the source of all the wealth that sustains our towers. From On Tranquility and the Role of the Fade in Human Society by First Enchanter Josephus. Tranquility equals heroin? Sort of. I mean, I would say lyrium is kind of heroin-esque. That's the drug that gives them all their superpowers. Oh, I'm not going to rat him out to the boss. That'd be rude if I went and ratted him out to the First Enchanter and was like, hey, these guys are doing bad stuff. No, I'm going to be a good friend.
Yes?
What's that door over there?
That leads to the circle.
Tranquility is weed. I would say more like that. Yeah, they have no emotions. They're very chill.
Of course you know this.
They're just kind of riding the wave. Can I look inside the cave?
No, I can't let anyone in there just now.
Why?
There are just things in there that I would prefer to keep safe.
Are you stealing from the Circle stores?
No, of course not. I just have. I am in the midst of stock taking, checking inventory.
She's definitely lying.
I can't let anyone in there in case they mess things up. Yes.
So why are you out here and not in there?
Because I am taking a break. I hate the musty smell of caves, and look, I'll tell you the truth. Just keep it to yourself.
Got it.
There is an infestation of spiders in the caves.
Spiders? I hate spiders.
I got in there, but it's probably my fault.
Sounds like it.
I promoted to senior enchanter less than a fortnight ago, and I don't want anyone to find out. They'll think I'm incompetent.
Well, are you?
Well, I hope not. I mean, no. I'm a good mage. I've just been
Me
so busy
too.
with
I really
my
do
duties,
hate
I haven't
spiders.
had time to clear out the infestation.
Spiders, yeah, no, I'm not a big spider thing. I suppose, though, I could be up for some spider killing.
I would owe you a favor. A big one.
All right, I'll do it.
Wonderful. Here is the key. Oh, and be careful in there. I'd really like to keep the damage done to the Circle's property to a minimum.
I make no promises. I'm here to chew bubble gum.
All done.
And kick some spider ass, and I am all out of bubble gum. I don't even know if they have bubble gum in this universe. I mean, they have magic, so they have to have bubble gum, right? Spiders, where are you? Spooters. My mother had a classroom pet tarantula. Every summer she stayed at my mom's house in the bathroom above the toilet. Oh, very happy when the cats got to her. Oh, that feels just like everything about that feels just wrong. Oh, tarantula. And the cats got her. Ah, spider. Ah, I don't like you. That's my purse. I don't know. Oh, God. Oh god, it jizzed on me. Oh god. Oh, I'm stuck. It hit me with its weird jizz. I don't like it. I don't like it. Stop it. Leave me alone. Right? Who keeps a tarantula above the toilet? Not even just who has a tarantula, but who keeps said pet tarantula above the toilet? What a weird place. Like, I'm just imagining having to pee and, like, it's just, or having a poo and you're sitting down and it's right behind you the whole time and you're stuck there for a minute because you can't really go anywhere. I'm overthinking this, if we're being honest. But, like, ew. Oh, God. It jizzed me again. Stop it. Yeah, I feel for you because that definitely does feel like a bad time.
And so I shall. Now this is
Die already, you giant spider. Stupid spooters. Giant spooter guts. Where's my big fiery rod? Oh god, spooter. You know what? Just fucking stop, big giant spooter.
as you desire.
Ah, suck on that one. Oh, son of a bitch. I hate you and you're gonna spray me with your weird splooge again, aren't you? I don't like it. Stop it. Leave me alone with your weird spider splooge. Now I'm just like kind of going around like, am I gonna run into another spider? Oh god, it jumped out at me. That legit got me. Like, that legit made me jump a little bit. I was not expecting it to just drop down from the ceiling right there. Oh, I hate spiders. Anything but spiders. I'm like Indiana Jones with snakes. Like, why'd it have to be snakes? Only in my house, it's why'd it have to be, why'd it have to be, oh, can I not show that? Because that is an ugly ass hood. Sure. Oh, you look so goofy. Screams in lowercase.
What shall we do?
There's two of them this time. Okay, both of you stop.
This should be amusing.
You focus on dying first. Oh god! It's raping me! What is happening? Get off of me! Why am I dying? Oh my god! What was that? Stop it! No! Bad monkey! Oh my god! I did not want a spider hug. That was terrifying. Also, I literally almost died. No touchy! That is the definition of the bad touch. Oh my god. Somebody get your spider child. Tell them to keep their hands to themselves. There's gonna be another spider back here, isn't there? Oh, no, it looks like maybe not. Ugh. Have we got all the spiders yet? Can I get my fiery rod? Did I get them all? Please don't drop another one on my head. Ah, son of a bitch, I wasn't looking. I don't like the spiders. I'm not okay with it. Stop dropping spiders on me. I'm a mage, damn it. Ugh. Am I done now? Can I get out of here now? Did I get all the spiders? Hope I did. Really don't want to have to go back. Yeesh. So you have a replica of Sting? Oh, that's nice. And you use it to kill spiders that you're unable to remove. That's a good choice. I like
You're
it.
back. Are the spiders gone? Really? Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, I
You've
must have
saved
hit
my
yes.
hide, I'm sure.
That's
And I
cool
owe you
though.
a favor, so if you need anything, I'll be
And a good choice of spider remover.
Exactly. I'll be here, keeping the crawlies away.
Keeping the crawlies away. Okay, so what do I need to do now? Call in a favor from Leora. Obtain a rod of fire from Owain. Oh, I gotta go over to Owain. That's the tranquil guy. This guy.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
Is that how you greet everyone?
Do you find my greeting disagreeable? I apologize, but I am not inclined to change it. Do you need something?
What can I buy here?
The stockroom is not a shop. Your mentor should have clarified this. The stockroom stores components used in magical and alchemical experiments.
This is what the tranquil all sound like. Remember, they have no emotions, so they all talk like this the entire time. I need a rod of fire.
Serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this particular item?
Why do you care? Why do you need to know?
It is procedure.
What can the rods be used for?
Some mages require them for their research. Others merely want to light fireplaces.
I anticipate having to light a fireplace.
I will set down that you require the rod to deal with the personal matter.
Thank you.
Here is the form, request for rod of fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter.
Oh my god. I have to do paperwork? Goodness gracious, why can't you give it to me now?
It is procedure.
I
need
hate
a senior
you.
mage's authorization to release an item. Thank you.
Because he has no emotion, so he's all logic, and that's all he is. And I'm like, I have to do paperwork. Now, yeah, they put paperwork in my fantasy game. Now I gotta go back to the lady who I just helped and be like, hey.
It's good to see you again.
Hey, you owe me a favor. How about signing
a rod
this?
Of fire? Oh, sure, I could sign that. What would it hurt?
The worst I could do is burn the place down. Here it is.
There you go. How's that?
Excellent, thank you. Just promise to keep those spiders away in the future.
Oh, I will. Thank you again.
So, one of my favorite short stories in the first From a Certain Point of View, which is takes place kind of concurrently with the events of A New Hope, is a story called The Sith of Data Work, and it has to do with the officer who decided not to fire the laser on the escape pod that had 3PO and R2 in it. And it's basically about how, like, the way that the Empire structures their promotions, you have to have like a high percentage, like a KDR percentage, and if you're wasting shots on empty escape pods, it's going to lower their like KDR, their percentage of shots fired. And so that's why he didn't do it. And then he has to go to his friend in another spot, and she basically has to give him like 7 different forms to fill out to keep him from getting in trouble for not firing on that escape pod. So he has to fill out like a form to get people to go and wash the windows so that he can say that he couldn't see through the windows because they were being done. And then he also has to file another paperwork to have them inspect the guns so that he can prove that the guns were being inspected at the time. It's a ridiculous short story, but I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorites from that book because it's just so ridiculous.
Magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
Good to see you again, buddy. I got the here's the signed form for the Rod of Fire.
Everything looks to be in order. Here is the rod you requested.
Thanks for giving me your rod, Owain. You made that really simple once I got you that paperwork. It's a good friend, buddy. All right. I got our rod, guys.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous.
How do you think I feel? I had to go get the rod. I have the Rod of Fire.
It was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
Freedom. 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 Okay, so where is the repository? Because I don't see where it is on my map. So, is it this way? I don't think it's this way. Hey, buddy, is it this way?
Move along now.
It's not this way. Do. We're all going together to a place I don't know where we're going. I bet we're going over here. Hey, Owain, thanks for that Rod of Fire, man. I'm totally going to try to use it down here, maybe, to blow a hole in a lock. I mean, light a fireplace. Smart. I'm not sure where I'm going, but I'm gonna guess it's this way. Oh, I bet it's down here. Aha! The basement. Everything worth hiding is in the basement. This is our door. I'm gonna melt the shit out of this lock.
Calls this entrance the victim's door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar.
That feels ominous. The victim's door?
It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose.
Looks just like any other door.
The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a mage entering together. The chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the mage touches it with mana to release it.
Since you have I trust you have the password?
Yes, I got it from a Templar who recently accompanied a mage into the vault.
Okay, since you have the password, can't Joan help you enter?
The ward only responds to the touch of one who has been through the harrowing.
Ah, so what do I have to do?
First, the password.
What is it?
Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fane.
That's not a password, that's a passphrase. Is that it? Can we enter now?
Password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
Okay. Let me assume the position. And touch it with my magic. Okay. Another door.
Rod with you. Melt the locks off.
Stop telling me what to do. But fine.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
Maybe the rod's broken. I don't fucking know.
Something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area.
Smart.
I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door?
Didn't I tell you earlier? What if it's magic
keep
doors?
Mages away from something, make their powers completely worthless.
We talked about it being magic doors. Where does that door go?
Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
Magic door says no. I told you it was a magic door. Or we could just forget this foolishness and leave.
No. We can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one.
The rod will work on those locks, shouldn't it?
Yes. Let's hope they haven't warded that door as well.
I suppose we'll find out. What is that?
I'm not giving up. We've come too far.
That looks ominous. Like, just a weird suit of armor just standing there. Alright. Now we're pointing our little wand now.
Oh, that's not good.
I knew that thing was not good.
I'm gonna destroy you!
I shoot you with my magic. Meh. I love how 2009 some of this is. It makes me like excited to get back to Inquisition all of a sudden. Okay, stand still.
Get back!
And let me zap you with my magic. Don't come after me. Stick with them. Thank you.
We'll need
I would like some stuff.
another way into the phylactery chamber. Let's explore the repository.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for, lady. There's a wooden crate with some dust in it. Maybe you're right. Maybe... See, I was right. No, I was right. See, lyrium feels like a drug. It comes in a dust form. What do you think they do with that? Charm of still waters. Like a charm over still waters. Oh God!
So I shall.
Stop it! Now, this is your chance to hit them as hard as you can, as much as you can, because I bought you as much time as I could. I've been charged with checking the hot tub chemicals, so I must bid you adieu. Good luck with the door. Well, thank you, and good luck with checking the hot tub chemicals. I'm cold, so now you said hot tub, now I'm jealous. But have a good night. It was good to see you. Thanks for dropping by.
Watch out!
Oh, ow!
Right. And so I shall.
Oh, I can only cast it on one person. I thought it was an area of effect healing spell, but it is not.
To see.
Oh God, she almost died. My bad, yo. Oh, I can level up. Nice. Let's up our cunning again because I really like upping cunning. We'll just keep doing that 3 for 3 thing there. Combat training, no, I don't care about that. Mages can take more damage from an attack before it interrupts their spell casting. Suppose that could be a useful trick. It's an additional combat tactics slot. Herbalism, survival. Oh, we're gonna take improved coercion. Duh. What am I even pretending? It's gaining a bonus to defense while this mode is active. Or, let's see here. Cooldown is 0.5. Upkeep is 40 as opposed to upkeep 30. Oh, okay. See, yeah, magic. I think healing works different in this game than it does in some of the other ones.
That's probably why I'm getting confused. So should I take rock armor or spell shield? Oh, that's a caster one. Force field becomes completely immune to damage for the duration of the spell, but cannot move. Weird. I don't really love the entropy spells. I think I'm going to go with Arcane Shield for now. I'm like, I want to do rock armor, but I guess I'll do Arcane Shield. And for that, I'm going to... Whoops. Go here to my spells, and I'm going to assign it to that slot.
Greetings.
And now it'll always be active, because I like sustained spells. I kind of like, I'm between wanting to do blood magic
What shall we do here?
and wanting to do like mage armor, or the one that's like the battle mage build, because I just think that's a cool build.
All right.
Just gonna keep zapping the leader. Oh god, Jewin, whoops, shoot, Jewin, don't die. I didn't mean to cancel my sustained spell. I feel like an idiot now. But that's fine, that's fine. See, we got there. Recast it. Okay, let's see what we've got in here. So we're looking around. Hey, look, there's a storage cabinet, which has some stuff. We're just going to take it all. I'm trying to at least finish this mission.
Delighted.
Ow!
As you desire. So I shall.
Oh god, I'm gonna die. I don't believe that, Joan. You seem kind of like a pushover to me, if I'm being entirely honest. What's in this room? Some chests and stuff. A wooden crate. A chest. Let's take a look at my gear real quick, make sure we haven't gotten any better stuff. Compare the enchanter cowl. Oh yeah, the enchanter cowl is much better. And it looks cooler. It doesn't have that weird whatever that was. And we want the fade striders over the regular leather boots. Apprentice robes not nearly as good as mage robes, so we're good there. Spirit charm plus 10 fire resistance. No, we want the apprentice's amulet. Yes. And then let's see, the ephemeralist's spirit resistance. We want the one that gives us more armor, because now we're feeling a little more oomph here in protecting ourselves. Yeah. Do we look any different? No. Do we feel a little different? Maybe. Alright, what's this door got? It's got a bunch of guys who are about to get zibbity zapped, is what it's got.
As you desire.
Alright, 1 down, 2 to go. 2 down, 1 to go. Just hit you with all my good, powerful spells. Leave me alone. Buzzinga. Get all that stuff from those sentinels. What's over there in that wooden crate? I like my stuff. Oh, there's a chest. A novice lightning rune.
They're all so eager to die, aren't they?
Okay, you annoy the stuffing out of me. Can you just stop for a minute? Can you do that? Oh god, 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 get up, get up, get up, take a drink of your fucking... Oh, I just died. Oh my gosh. How do I... Oh, I can, okay. Oh, Joan just died too. We just all died. Okay. Alright then, I guess I should be a little smarter in the way I run off. Please tell me that this is right before... Okay. Okay. Let's bounce them all. And let's start getting rid of the smaller ones first. And we'll let them focus on those guys while I focus on hitting the leader. Okay, so we had to go back a little bit, but that's fine. We'll be more careful next time. I wasn't expecting to get knocked over, but that's my own fault. Always be prepared. I'm gonna focus on getting that guy dead. Then I'll focus on these guys, which now I know I can adjust who I aim at from which way here. Okay. That helps. See, now we're getting it. We got to get back into the swing of Dragon Age fun here.
And so I shall.
Don't know why you cast that. That wasn't what I meant to do. But that's fine. Now I gotta re-equip the stuff that I wanted equipped, which included that, and that, and that. And we're gonna wait just a second for the magic to reload a little bit more on the Mind Blast, because we're gonna need it, because that's one of our best tricks. Now that I know how to adjust who I'm aiming at, I feel like it'll be a little easier for me to take out the spellcasters from farther away. Okay. You get out of here first. Then we'll do this one. Okay, so that rids us of those three. Spells are reloading. Get this thing, and let's not die this time as we go out to the next spot. You dead down there.
This is more like it.
Feels like this. Try to make this quick. I'll do my best.
There we go. And dead you are. Okay, that worked out a little bit better this time.
All the noise above.
And there's another one. But he'll be dead before he gets done.
Why don't you just die?
Thank you, Joan. Or Jowan.
We'll need another way into the phylactery chamber.
Yeah, I know,
Let's
we're
explore
getting
the
there.
repository.
Let's take a look around here. Look at all these little goodies. Ooh, I don't know what that is, but that sounds cool. Blackened heartwood staff. Let's compare it to what we've got on now. Ooh. +2 damage, +2 spell power. Yeah, we're gonna swap you out. It's got a weird tentacle thing at the tip of it, too. Look at these weird, like, statues and stuff. I love that I have no idea what the art means necessarily, but it looks cool.
There's something odd about that statue.
It's just a statue. Leave it be. I wonder who this statue is.
Greetings.
Whoa, now.
Maker's breath, did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy, my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord's house.
Archon Valerius?
I'm not sure. The Archons were the lords of the Imperium.
Forever shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress.
I don't know why it just points to their
and
chest.
tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Tevinter statue. Don't listen to it. The Tevinter lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
How did a Tevinter statue get here? No, let's see. It must... Yeah, how did a Tevinter statue get
It
here?
must have been here for years. Look at the dust. I feel a little sorry for it. Her.
Weep not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. And I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
What does that mean?
Ambiguous rubbish. It could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
We can't do much with it anyway.
Come on, Joan. Let's go.
Okay. Weird statue.
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment. I think the phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase.
Wall looks weak in
We should
spots.
be able to find something that can knock some of the bricks loose.
Alright, Joan. Move the bookcase
I
aside.
can't do it on my own. You have to help me. If we work together, we can shift it. Come on.
Alright, fine.
Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall.
Well, I'm looking to see if there's anything else before I touch the only other thing that it's going to let me, which is this artifact right here. Little
Use
puppy.
this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the
Oh,
clock's
stop.
ticking.
Don't tell me to stick my rod in the puppy. That feels weird. But kaboom! It worked. So... that's definitely not going to draw any sort of attention.
We must find Jowan's phylactery. Quickly.
It's a pity they've taken mine to Denerim.
Would you destroy yours too if it were here?
There's little point in discussing that. It's not here.
Right.
All right. There we go.
Haha, they're all so eager to die, aren't they?
Oh dear! The Maker is with us!
Of course. So I shall.
Now we fight! Why can't they leave us
Okay, sir.
Hurry!
Okay.
Of course.
Zippity zappity, we're on the attackity. As we say too often. Oh god, Joan, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for you to die. You'll be alright though, I'll get you up in a second. Get you up when that guy dies. See, you're fine. It's only a flesh wound. Okay, so that way would probably not be the right way. We need to come up here to find the actual jar of dirt. Or rather, jar of blood. There it is.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to
Joan, why are you looking at it that way?
hold over me.
Oh, you definitely are a blood mage.
And I am free.
Surprise, surprise. You're looking at that a little too crazy. I expected a larger room and more phylacteries.
Only apprentice phylacteries are stored in the Circle Tower. This tiny room could not hold the phylacteries of every mage who has passed through the tower doors.
Come on, you two. We're done here and we should leave.
Sooner we're out of here, the better.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
Alright, well then let's get. I don't know which way we're supposed to go out, but I'm going to assume it's this way since it's directly across from the way we came in. Right. Alright. See, the Arcane Warrior now only partly exists in the physical realm.
We did it! I can't
I
believe
think Arcane Warrior is the one I was
We
thinking.
could never have...
So what you said was true, Irving.
Got you. I assure you, this isn't what it looks like.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished.
Uh-oh.
And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the circle.
I'm disappointed in you. I could have told me what you knew of this plan, and you didn't.
Look, man, snitches get stitches.
Mages. You just bow to the Chantry's every whim.
Jowan, please don't make it worse right now.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death.
Uh-oh.
And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
The mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
Oh, there it is. Also, that's gotta hurt. Blood magic feels different than...
By the Maker.
Never mind.
Blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I dabbled. I thought it would make me a
I
better
dabbled?
mage.
Blood magic is evil, Jowan. It corrupts people. Changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please come with
I
me.
mean, he's not wrong. It's very Sith. It's very... How can we truly understand the Force if we don't study all aspects of it?
Stay away from me.
You know, how can we understand magic if we don't study all aspects?
Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. To overcome so many. I never thought him capable of such power.
He lied to me.
None of us expected this. Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
He can't have gone far. You could still capture
Believe
him.
me, we will use our every resource. Where is the girl?
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
Lily didn't know Jowan was... No, she did it for love.
You've been a friend, but you needn't defend me any longer. Knight Commander, I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit. Even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you know why the repository exists. Some artifacts, some magics are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
No.
Very well. I believe you.
Sweet.
But your antics have made a mockery of this circle.
I don't want to give up my sweet staff. Do what you like. I had no idea he was a blood mage.
And you think this excuses you? You helped a blood mage escape. All our prevention measures for naught because of you.
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not
Splinter!
only looking for mages to join the King's army. I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like him to join the Warden ranks.
Duncan, this mage has assisted the Malefica and shown no lack of regard for the Circle's rules.
He is a danger to all of us.
It is a rare person who risks all for a friend in need. I stand by my decision. I will recruit this mage.
No! I refuse to let this go unpunished.
You know, if the Grey Wardens will have me, I will gladly go, if it means getting away from Crazy Gregor.
Mages are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for his actions.
A blood mage escapes and his accomplice is not only unpunished, but is rewarded by becoming a Grey Warden. Are our rules nothing? Have we lost all authority over our mages? This does not bode well, Irving.
Enough. We have no more say in this matter.
So, I am to be a Grey Warden.
Yes. Be proud, child. You are luckier than you know.
I guess there isn't much left for me. No, thank you for everything, First Enchanter.
Come. Your new life awaits.
Alright, Splinter. I go with you, Splinter. Harrowed. Hit rate 98%. Not bad. Not bad at all.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, but here is where the bulk of the Horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
That's definitely
King
not
Caleb.
ominous.
I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Oh, he's so cheery.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is he?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
I am Shistane, Your Honor. Or Your Majesty.
The Grey Wardens are desperate to bolster their numbers, and I, for
Shistane.
one, am glad to help them. I understand you hail from a circle of magi. I trust you have some spells to help us in the coming battle.
I will do my best.
Excellent.
Of course.
We have too few mages here. Another is always welcome. Allow me to be the first to welcome you to Ostagar. The wardens will benefit greatly with you in their ranks.
You are too kind, Your Majesty.
I'm sorry to cut this short, but I should return to my tent. Loghain waits eagerly to bore me with his strategies.
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory.
Uncle Eamon.
We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
You sound very confident of that.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the Blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true Blight. There are plenty of Darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
I dig the gold armor. Like, that's my favorite thing about his armor.
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the Darkspawn here.
He doesn't seem to take the Darkspawn very seriously.
True. Despite the victory so far, the Darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now, they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to turn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
Am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Why is this ritual so secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, you must trust that what is done is necessary.
Is this anything like the harrowing?
It is an ordeal. I am sorry that you must endure another so soon.
Wonderful. Let's get this over with, then.
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Alrighty. Thanks, Master Splinter. We have some new codex entries. Let's save the game. We'll save Shistain's stuff. And we'll read a couple of codex entries here. And then we'll call it a night. Because we just passed the 3-hour mark. So let's see the stories that we've just gotten here. One is the Ionar, rather. When the Imperium occupied the area that is modern-day Ferelden, they had 2 sites dedicated to magical experimentation at the extreme ends of the Imperial Highway. The southern one was the fortress of Ostagar, which looked out over the Korkari wilds. The northern one was Ionar, although the exact location is now a secret known only to a handful of Templars. Whatever it was the Tevinter were trying to discover at Ionar, their work was never completed. The fortress was overrun by disciples of Andraste upon hearing the news of her death. According to legend, it was a massacre. Eerily silent, for the invaders caught the mages while all but one of them were in the Fade. The site was left structurally sound but spiritually damaged. Possibly because of this, the Chantry chose to put it to use as a prison. Accused Maleficarum and apostates are held in the confines of Ionar. Those who have a powerful connection to the Fade, and particularly to demons, will inevitably attract something across the veil, making the guilty somewhat easier to tell from the innocent. Of Fires, Circles, and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. I think we read that one. Oh yeah, we read that one about Maleficarum. I don't think there was anything else there in Magic and Religion. Creatures, there's deep stalkers and giant spiders. So deep stalkers. Oh no, we read about the false gods. I think, no, we didn't. Archdemon. In darkness eternal they searched for those who had goaded them on, until at last they found... No, we did read that one. I'm crazy. It's hard because it doesn't give me a very good job of how to tell. So let's look at deep stalkers. A fool trusts his eyes. A wise man fears every rock, is a deep stalker. Dwarven saying. Possibly the strangest of all the creatures found in the deep roads is the deep stalker. Tezpadam, as the dwarves call them, hunt in packs, generally by burrowing underground and then striking when their prey is in their midst. Stalkers have come in several types. Spitters have venom glands and can spit secretions that slow or injure their prey. Jumpers hurl themselves at their targets, knocking them down and making the kill easier. The most common variety scares its prey, leaving the unfortunate victim helpless against the rest of the pack. Giant spiders tend to appear in old ruins and other places where the veil has become thin because of magical disturbances or a great number of deaths. In such places, spirits and demons pass into the world of the living and attempt to take control over living beings, spiders among them. Not all scholars accept this explanation for the presence of these beasts, however. Some claim that the thinning veil allows magic to leak from the Fade, tainting such creatures as these spiders to transform into larger and more potent creatures than they ever would become naturally. While such spiders are known to possess powerful poisons and the ability to fling their webs at opponents in combat, studies of them have been few and the full range of their abilities are unknown. Let's look at characters. Let's look at King Kalain Theron. I'd hoped for a war like in the tales, a king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. Son of the legendary King Merrick Theron, Kylan was the first Ferelden king born into a land from foreign rule in 2 generations. Since his father's death, I think it's Kaelin. Since his father's death, he'd held the throne alongside his queen, Honora. And then we have Logain MacTier. Takes more than legends to win a battle. Logain was born a farmer during a time when his country was under foreign occupation. When he was still a boy, he joined the resistance, where his considerable tactical genius quickly became apparent. He became close friends with Prince Merrick, the last true heir to the Ferelden throne, and together they led the rebels to drive out the forces of the Orlesian Empire. Merrick raised his friend to the nobility, and Logain is now more of a symbol than a man. He represents the Ferelden ideals of hard work and independence. Let's just knock that one out there, just to get those off my screen. And lastly, culture and history. The Teventer Imperium. The Imperium is little more than a dilapidated old slattern, crouching in the far north of Thedas, drunkenly cursing at passerby to recall her faded beauty. One can see that Minra Thaus was once the center of the world. The vestiges of her power and artistry yet stand, but they are buried in the layers of filth that the Imperium's decadence has accumulated over the ages. The magocracy live in elegant stone towers, literally elevated above the stench of the slaves and peasants below. The outskirts of Minrathaus are awash in a sea of refugees, turned destitute by the never-ending war between the Imperium and the Kinari. And yet the Imperium survives. Whether with sword or magic, Tevinter remains a force to be reckoned with. Minrathaus has been besieged by men, by Kinari, by Andraste herself, and never fallen. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar, by Brother Genetivi. And the last one for the night, The Korkari Wilds. It's a long one. It is said that in the midst of the Black Age, when werewolves stalked the lands of Ferelden in numbers that kept every farmholder indoors and a hound on every doorstep, a powerful Arl of the Almari peoples stood and declared that he would put an end to the threat. His Arling stood on the border of the dark forest of the southern border of the Ferelden Valley, and he claimed that the werewolves used the forest to launch their midnight assaults on humanity. For 20 years this Arl led an army of warriors and hounds deep into the forest. In his hunt for the werewolves he slew not only every wolf he came upon, but also every member of the chastened wilder folk. Any one of them, he said, could harbor a demon inside and thus be a werewolf in disguise. For 20 years the forest rang with screams and the rivers ran red. The tales say that an old chastened woman found her sons all dead at the Arl's blade. She pulled one of those very blades from one son's heart and plunged it into her own chest, cursing the Arl's name as she did so. Where her blood touched the ground, a mist began to rise. It spread and spread until it was everywhere in the forest. The Arl's army became lost, and it is said they died there. Others say they wander still. The ruins of his Arling stand to this day, filled with the ghosts of women waiting eternally for their husbands to return. The forest of the legend is, of course, the Korkari Wilds. There are as many legends about the great southern forests as there are shadows, or so the saying goes. The chastened wilder folk have made their home there since mankind first came to these lands. The wildlands spread as far into the south as anyone has ventured. Beyond the mists are vast tracts of snow, white-capped mountains, and entire fields of ice. It is a land too cold for mankind to survive. Yet the chastened eke out an existence there, and they tell horrors beyond the wilds that the lowland folk could not begin to comprehend. To most, Ferelden simply ends with the Korkari Wilds. There is nothing beyond. The wilds is a land of great trees, wet marshes, and dangerous monsters. What more need be said? From Land of the Wilders, by Mother Eyeless, Chantry Scholar, 918 Dragon. Alright, we are all caught up on codex entries for the moment. I'm going to save again just to make sure everything is all good there. Put that down there and move us back over here where I can say good night. All right, well, that was another long stream, but this is going to be about the what we're looking at going forward, about 3 hours or so, most every night. We got a different game going on, or some variation of a different game going on pretty much every night. Monday through Thursday. Fridays we've got Magic, which right now it's going to be kind of like podcast style. We're going to deck build. I have no idea what we're going to deck build, so we're just going to like build a random deck on stream, and I'll show you guys kind of my process for that. That'll be Friday. Tomorrow night is Wednesday. Right now I'm figuring we're going to get back to Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of an exciting, fun game to play. So we're going to get back to Guardians of the Galaxy tomorrow night. And then I will put out a poll somewhere for what we'll do on Thursday. I'm thinking Thursdays are going to be Star Wars Day. We could play Jedi Fallen Order. I feel like everybody's playing it right now, which is fine. Or maybe we'll play something old like Knights of the Old Republic, or even SWOTOR, the Old Republic.
Definitely excited for that, excited for the future. Thank you to Queenie, Zalden Prime, Dark Prince, for all of you guys for stopping in the chat. As always, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you again tomorrow night. Thank you, and take care.
You are now leaving the SK base. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And never forget, the Force will be with you, always.